Okay, so today we will see a duct design. Okay, so we have an aluminum rectangular duct of dimension 203 mm by 152 mm, and thickness is approximately 4 gauge, which is roughly 6 millimeters. Okay, we have the inside temperature as 12 degrees Celsius with heat transfer coefficient, that is convective heat transfer coefficient, as 30 watt per meter square per degree Celsius, and outside temperature is 45 degrees Celsius with H as a low value. Okay, somewhere around 17 watt per square meter degree Celsius. Okay, and the thermal conductivity of aluminium, which is K, is 220 watt per meter per degree Celsius. So we'll try to model this geometry, apply the stated boundary conditions, and try to solve the try to see how is the temperature distributed inside the thickness of the duct. So we'll start by following the first 4 steps. Duct analysis, I'll give the job name. I'll change the directory. And I'll give the title as well. Temperature distribution inside rectangular duct. Okay, so we'll give the preference as thermal. We'll specify material, element first. So let's say quad 4 node 55, or we can also go with 8 node 77. Just have an additional number of nodes inside the element, plane 77. Then material properties, material models, thermal conductivity isotropic, 220 watt per meter per degree Celsius. So now the unit of length is meter. Okay, so whatever dimensions that we specify over there, okay, should be in meters. Okay, should be in meters. So okay, let's do the modeling. So we'll create first the area, which is the outside area. Okay, rectangular area by 2 corners. So first is going to be 0 0. The width is going to be 0.203 meters, and the height is going to be 0.152 meters. Okay, I'll say apply. Now remember, I have to create an area which is going to fit inside this area, and the thickness, which is uniform thickness overall, is mentioned as 6 millimeters. Okay, so my dimensions should reduce by 6 millimeters, okay, in all the dimensions, and I should be creating a second area which is going to fit inside this. Okay, so the first corner is going to be 0.006. Okay, now I have to see that, okay, the width is going to be 0.197, okay, and the height is going to be 0.146. okay, so 203 minus 6 mm, that is 197, and 152 minus 6 mm, that is 146, so 0.146. Okay, so that's what I have specified, and it is starting from 6 millimeter comma 6 millimeter. So when I say OK, okay, I think it has gone out of bounds, so we'll just again try to create the area. Okay, so first we'll delete this area. Okay, I know the area number is 2, so I'll just delete that. Okay, and we'll again create the area. So it is by 2 corners. Okay, I think what happened, we have to give the height, so it should be height should be given such as subtracting even this 0.006, so it will be eventually 203 minus 12, that is 191 millimeters. Okay, so 0.191, and height should be 152 minus 12, that is 140 millimeters, so it is 0.140. Now we will have the correct area. Yes, now we have a uniform thickness all over, and this is the area 2 that we have created. Now since to create the rectangular cavity inside, we need to carry out the Boolean operations. Okay, we need to carry out the Boolean operations. So Boolean subtract we have to carry out, and subtract areas. Now first you need to select the area from which you need to subtract the area. So the bigger area first need to be selected. So picked area is 1. Okay, so I'll say OK, and then the area which you need to subtract, that you have to select. So picked area is 1, so we'll shift to picked area 2 and say OK, and see the area got subtracted. Okay, area got subtracted. So now we are left with the duct geometry. Okay, so we'll try to apply the meshing parameters. So we'll go with size controls. Okay, manual size on areas, all area, element edge length we will try to specify as 0.001. Okay, 0.001. I'll say OK, and we'll mesh the area. Okay, so area got meshed. Okay, if I just zoom in and try to show, see, this is the meshing that has happened. Okay, remember we have gone ahead with 8 noded quadrilateral elements, so we have additional nodes, okay, on the edge, so that is going to help us to give good results as far as the analysis is concerned. So then we'll go ahead and do the analysis and apply the boundary conditions. So in solution it is going to be still steady state heat transfer problem. Define loads, apply thermal. Okay, now how we are going to apply the boundary conditions? So the boundary conditions are in both directions. The boundary conditions are convection boundary conditions. Okay, so we'll go to convection and say convection on lines. We'll first select these inside lines, and remember the film coefficient. Okay, film coefficient is the value of h. Film coefficient is the value of h, so that is 30 watt per meter per degree Celsius, per meter square per degree Celsius, so it is 30. And bulk temperature is the temperature okay, at which that H value is considered. So the inside temperature is 12 degrees Celsius. Okay, so these are the places where we need to enter the value. So film coefficient is the heat transfer coefficient, convective heat transfer coefficient, which is 30 watt per meter square per degree Celsius, and bulk temperature is the surrounding temperature where H of 30 is considered. So I'll say okay. So the convection boundary condition got applied. Similarly, again the convection boundary condition I will apply on the outside edges. On the outside edges, I'll say okay. Now here the film coefficient is slightly smaller value, 17 watt per meter square per degree Celsius, because the conditions are not controlled. So you can say this value is a natural convection value I have considered, and the bulk temperature is a higher temperature, so 45 degrees Celsius. Okay, 45 degrees Celsius. So I'll say okay. Now both ways the convection boundary conditions are applied. Okay, and now we are in a position to solve the problem. Okay, now we are in a position to solve the problem. So I'll go to solve current load step. I'll say okay. Okay, solution is done. Okay, now we will be able to view some results. So general post processor, okay, plot results, contour plot, and in that nodal solution, and in that degree of freedom solution, DOF solution, nodal temperature. So just to view the temperature distribution inside the duct cross section, okay, we will see nodal temperature plot, and as you can see, this is the temperature distribution. So more or less, as you can see, the temperature is constant because we are carrying out a steady state thermal analysis, and it is varying very slightly, 24.43 to 24.53. okay, now the idea over here is, okay, just to carry out the analysis of heat transfer for cross sections. Okay, and the example which we considered is a duct cross section. Now the ducts are generally made up of aluminium. Okay, and aluminium is selected because it is a lightweight material, and ducts has to be hanged, okay, at elongated positions, and they carry cold air as well as hot air. Okay, and this kind of duct system is generally present in the warehouses, then the machines, where your high-end machine shops are available, and then the companies. Okay, and the aim over here is to just understand how the heat transfer happens through the cross section. So this is just a simple example which we considered, and the analysis that we get is in front of us. Okay, the temperature variation is very slight because we have a very small delta T in terms of 45 degrees outside and 12 degrees inside. So it attains somewhere in between temperature, which is around 24.5 degrees Celsius. Okay, we can also calculate the element solutions. So say heat flow. Okay, we can calculate heat flow. Okay, and this is the elemental heat flow we are getting. Okay, so somewhere around minus 0.126 to plus 127, okay, watts. So this is the heat flow value. So as far as the analysis is concerned, okay, we are done with the analysis. You can also list some of the results. So nodal solution, DOF solution, nodal temperature. So node wise how the temperature is distributing, okay, that we come to know. We have almost 13,000 nodes. So these are a lot of nodes. Okay, so that's it. Thank you.